Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy, your host for Friday Find. It's October 28, 2022. Hope you're doing well. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's the end of the work week, and I hope you are going to have a great weekend. And this is my own second version of this show, episode. And I'm really excited because I get to kind of share with you some of the fun things that I get as a journalist, as an astronomy writer. I get a lot of really interesting things that come across my desk, and many times I just don't have time to share all these things. And I thought I'd just throw up a live stream and show you some of the things that have piqued my interest that have come across in terms of astronomy, space news. Welcome for everyone around the world. Just put in the comments where you're watching from. I love to see where all my friends are around the world tuning in. And thanks for spending a few moments of your time with me. Well, here, let's just jump in. This is something that's come across my desk that I thought was really interesting. It's a photo release by the Hubble Space Telescope. And this is really, we're on the website for ESA, the European Space Agency. And you have to remember that the Hubble Space Telescope is a combined effort between NASA and the European Space Agency. And it's pumping out, even though Hubble has been around for well over three decades, it's pumping out some amazing images, even since its big brother, new younger brother, is stealing a lot of the limelight, which is, of course, the James Webb Space Telescope. I'll show you something there, too, that's come across my desk. But this is called the Cosmic Cobweb. So Hubble celebrates the spooky season, of course, referring to the Halloween, which is a big kind of celebration, in particular in North America and Canada and the United States. Halloween on this coming up Monday, the 31st. So in kind of recognition of that, sometimes NASA, the Hubble team, picks out something, takes a photograph, and kind of uses that as a celebration. In this case, it's a cobweb of galaxies that held together by a dark secret. So what are we talking about here? What we're looking at is a picture of a cluster of galaxies that is over 3.2 billion light years away. And it contains literally thousands of galaxies. Here's the picture closer up. And you can see all these different, look at all the stuff. At the center, you see a very bright, what we call an elliptical galaxy. And these are giant. They contain like well over 1 trillion stars. And then surrounding it is all these other kind of companion galaxies or neighboring galaxies. You see the oval ones here, like where I'm circling. These are spiral galaxies, very similar probably to our Milky Way galaxy. They're flattened disks that have a spiral formation. That's what you're seeing. Now, there are looking at this, I can see one star. Here's a star. Here's another star over here. Those stars are in the foreground, so they are probably within our Milky Way galaxy, and they just sort of happen to be, how can I put it? They're kind of photo bombing this picture. That's what's happening there. So this is a wide field view of this section of sky. You can see the nearby stars. These are all stars within our Milky Way galaxy, and far away at the center here is the actual galaxy cluster. Now, they say it's roughly 3.2 billion light years away, and it's a massive structure, and it contains over 1,000 stars. 1,000 galaxies that make up this cluster. So what's interesting here, what the mystery is in this cobweb of galaxies that they're talking about, is that we're not sure how this galaxy cluster can stay together without kind of moving apart from each other. They kind of are held together by a mysterious force we call dark matter. Now, dark matter is just a fanciful name for material that we just don't see any interaction like we do with others that are like other types of known material. Here's a neat kind of video panning across it. Here's spooky music. You can see that kind of spirally thing here as well. Very interesting formation, kind of creepy. Imagine 3.2 billion light years away, and we don't know why this cluster of galaxies, 1,000 strong, are held together as it is. It's something of a mystery. We're not really sure. But this is something that the Hubble has taken a picture of. It's really, really neat. And this is something, a mystery connected to dark matter, something that, here we go. It says 2 of the most whimsically named dark matter candidates fall in the first and second order. Weakly interactive massive particles, called WIMPs, are hypothetical subatomic particles that do not interact with photons. In other words, they do not interact with light. That's why they're mysterious, because we don't understand how they actually work. We can't see them, but we can see the effects. And what is interesting is that we don't know why this cluster of galaxies is being held together as they are, and they're not flying apart from each other. There's not enough material that can be accounted for in mass, basically, in this cluster that can account for it to be held together. So it's a mystery that's unsolved, but how appropriate for Halloween. But I think it's just beautiful. We can just be amazed at the image. One of the things that you can look at here, look at this face-on spiral galaxy right here. Here's another one down here. Beautiful. Imagine each of these blobs contains hundreds of millions, if not billions of stars, just like our own Milky Way galaxy. Every single little blob that you see here. Really fantastic. And most of these galaxies, again, are sitting at about 3.2 billion light years away, I should say. Another interesting piece of news that came, of course, with the James Webb Space Telescope. This is from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope website. Beautiful new image released of the pillars of creation. Remember, we talked about the pillars of creation last week? This gas and dust columns that are actually a stellar nursery, a place where stars are born. They took a new picture of the pillars of creation. Perfect for Halloween. Check this out. So it's a haunting portrait. NASA's Webb reveals dust structures in pillars of creation. So this is thousands of stars that exist in this region seem to disappear since stars typically do not emit much infrared light. That's the part of the spectrum of light, that infrared, which is where James Webb Space Telescope is actually looking through. And its seemingly endless layers of gas and dust become the centerpiece. The detection of dust by Webb's mid-infrared instrument, is just the MIRI, is extremely important Dust is a major ingredient for star formation. So where are the stars? The stars are actually located embedded here in these little blobby areas that you see at the tips. This is where they're going to bud off after maybe a few 100,000 years or millions of years. They'll bud off and form their own kind of solar systems, essentially. So they basically look through the mid-infrared part of the spectrum. Really just beautiful. Maybe I can zoom in here and look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And how far away is this? These pillars of creation, these pillars of dust and gas, 6,500 light years away in the Eagle Nebula. And that is visible actually in backyard telescopes. If we look where the Eagle Nebula is, and I can it's also known as M16, and I go into when darkness falls. Here we go. This is where it is in the sky. Right there, you can see there's Sagittarius, and the teapot configuration of stars is over here. This is looking in the southwest. The Eagle Nebula is here, embedded in our Milky Way galaxy. It's kind of in the forefront of the center of the Milky Way. And if I zoom in, you can see the Eagle Nebula formation, the wings of the eagle itself, and the pillars of creation are right here. You can just barely see it. This is an amateur astronomer's photograph that they've put into this planetarium program. But you can see here the pillars right there. You can see there's another one. This is that famous dog formation in the pillars. I can show you what I mean by the dog. Maybe I can show it right there. This is the dog head right there. And there's the body of the dog. And it looks very different from what the previous photo is, because it's here. You can see this is just the far infrared, and that's the mid infrared, the two down. I'll put a link to this actually for you guys right now into the chat. I should say into the comments, and you can examine that on your own if you like. So that's a really, really cool story. Another one that came across my desk, which was really interesting, is NASA's InSight lander. This is on Mars. Detects stunning meteoroid impact on the red planet. This is a freshly made crater that we believe was made on December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2021. So on Christmas Eve, what's really interesting is this lander, InSight lander. It measures basically earthquakes, but on Mars. So we call them Marsquakes. And they recorded a magnitude 4 Marsquake on December 24th, 2021. And later, they learned that tremor was caused by a meteor hitting Mars, estimated to be one of the biggest seen on Mars since NASA began exploring the cosmos. What's more, the meteoroid evacuated boulder-sized chunks of ice buried closer to the Martian equator than ever found before, a discovery with implications for NASA's future plans to send astronauts to the red planet. Of course, because water ice is huge. That is something that if we want to colonize Mars or live and work on Mars, to have access to water ice would be huge resource. We can not only drink that, make drinkable water, we can use it to create greenhouses for creating vegetable gardens. We can extract oxygen and hydrogen, H2O, of course, hydrogen and oxygen, of course, oxygen for breathing as well, right? And also for creating rocket fuel, which would be amazing because then we can have our own energy source basically out of this water ice. And we think it's underground on Mars. So here, take a look at this picture. We'll expand this picture if I can. And you see, this is a crater about 150 meters across, I think. Let me just see. Let me go back and see what it says here. Sign to determine earthquake. The meteor is estimated to have spanned 16 to 39 feet, about 5 to 12 meters across. That was the rock that fell on Mars. Small enough that it would have burned up in Earth's atmosphere. But because Mars's atmosphere is so thin, it's about 1% as dense as Earth's atmosphere, it actually penetrated and it made an impact. It impacted in an area called Amazonas Planitia, and it blasted a crater roughly 492 feet, about 150 meters across, and about 21 meters or 70 feet deep. And some of the ejecta, the stuff that was thrown out from that explosion, from that impact, flew as far as 37 kilometers or 23 miles away from the impact site. So you can imagine the force that happened. And they're boulder-size ice chunks. You can see them right barely. Think about it. Those are the size of oil. So this is about 150 meters across here. You can see that. And if to me, it looks like it smashed it at an angle. So it wasn't a direct from straight above. It kind of came in at an angle. You can see the impact, the way it's kind of splayed out on one side. But look at all that white stuff. All that white stuff is water ice boulders. Boulders. Imagine that. Look at that. That is impressive. And so this was caught again by the InSight lander. This is a lander designed to look for Mars geological activity. And they actually recorded the sound of the impact. And this is a seismogram and a sonification of the signals recorded by NASA's InSight Mars lander, which detected a giant meteor strike on December 24th. So check this out. Let's listen to this. Wow, that's the impact. That's when the impact happened and Mars actually shook. The planet shook. And that's the reverberations as it dies away. But this is this part right here. Right here. When it hit. That's amazing. And we also have, and I'm going to send this to everyone so you guys can have it. I have this on my website, a flyover of the Mars impact using high-rise data. So this is from an orbiter. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter actually has a very high-resolution photograph capabilities. And they did this animation flyover of the crater itself. There's the crater. So this is recreated from photographs, a three-dimensional view. And there's boulder-sized chunks of ice. You can see that all the white stuff that you see here scattered are those ice chunks. There's the hole that was created. This was created on Christmas Eve 2021. That's when it got smacked by this giant meteor. And we detected the quakes. Mars actually trembled because of this impact. Really impressive stuff. I love this. Love this. So let me send you guys that too. You'll find this and other stories on my website too. And of course, you'll find my book for sale, Stargazer's Atlas. Yay! If you're interested, this is my newest book. I'm the lead author, joined by an amazing team of folks that are specialists in archaeoastronomy, astrotourism as well, science behind a lot of these objects, future space missions. And this book was released this past Tuesday. It's available wherever good books are sold, online and in your favorite bookstore. And I'm also going to be selling copies that are signed and dedicated. If you're interested in ordering those, of course, the prices are going to be, with the shipping, probably be more than they would be, I'm quite sure, than what the store-bought is. But if you are interested, it's the holiday season coming up. Maybe perhaps it makes a good, a unique present for somebody who loves the night sky. And it's a big book. It's 6.5 pounds. It's huge. It's one of National Geographic's largest books, atlases that they've made. And it's just gorgeous. Got a lot of amazing photographs. And I've made sure to put in tons of observing information, stargazing information that'll keep you busy for a lifetime. I'm telling you, hundreds and hundreds of sky objects are listed, and you can pre-order, put your name down without any commitment here on this page. I'm going to send this right now. Let me just get this on the comments. So you guys can actually, if you're interested, put your name down. And when I have information on how much actually it will cost, and you can figure out your shipping, it'll be calculated for you. If you're still interested, then you can put in the order and get it. But hopefully within the next few days, by Monday, I hope to, or Tuesday, I should have all of that sorted out for you. Again, that's on my website. If you go to the nightskyguy.com, the front page, you'll see that I've got listed all the stories, including the Mars lander and the Mars quake story, my weekly Night Sky Guy week rundown that I do every Mondays there, the Hubble's pillar of creation, and I've also have an interview that I've done recently on the Stuff File, which I'm on every month, about the NASA's DART mission. I talk more extensively about that. So if you're interested, you can visit me on my website, thenightskyguy.com. As simple as that. Folks, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's Friday. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be keeping my eye open for more stories, whatever pops up. I'll be here next Friday sharing whatever comes through my inbox. As an astronomy journalist, I love to share the more interesting things. Until then, I hope you have a great weekend. And don't forget, on Monday, I'm going to have my weekly live stream about the night sky this week. So I give you my picks of what I think we should be watching in the night sky the coming week. Lots of interesting. That's going to be on Halloween, so I'll make sure I'll have some Halloween themed objects there just for fun on Monday, because that is October 31st. Until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your Friday and the coming days, and I hope you all have clear skies. Bye-bye.